Mayor Lightfoot pleads with Walmart and other retailers not to abandon Chicago. Oh, so you do nothing. You tell the police to stand by as rioters and looters destroy these retailers, and then you have the fucking balls to go to them and beg, "Oh, please don't leave our city. We need you." Well, bitch, if you needed us, you would have protected us. I will say this right now before we get to the article, though. If I was Walmart, I would actually issue an official response to this. I'd be like, okay, we promise not to leave Chicago as long as you cover all of the costs incurred by these riots in our city. If you reimburse us for this with interest, we will stay in your city. If not, we're out. So Mayor Lightfoot said she's hopeful major retailers will reopen the Chicago stores that were looted or otherwise damaged during riots surrounding George Floyd's killing by police in Minnesota, but she's unsure of one of the biggest. Now, put yourself in the position of these businesses. You're a fucking business. You're not a fucking charity. If it costs you more money to operate your business in an area than you get from operating in that area, you're going to leave. So if these businesses were already on razor thin profit margins, and then these riots and this looting happens, and the city officials, the authorities, whose job is allegedly to enforce the law, refuse to enforce the law and just let these rioters and looters just do whatever the fuck they want with your store, I don't know, man. I wouldn't be very likely to reopen myself. I'd just be like, let's just shut the building down. We're relocating. Mayor Lightfoot said she was on a conference call with Walmart and other major retailers that had stores looted or heavily damaged during the unrest in Chicago. She said she pleaded with them not to abandon Chicago. Once again, man, just offer to reimburse them the expenses for the damage they suffered, and they'll probably stay. If you expect them to stay in your city and you're not going to pay them back for the damage caused because you refuse to protect them like you should, I mean, that's part of the social contract, right? These pro-government people can't shut the fuck up about the social contract and all the obligations we have. Well, the social contract goes both ways. The government has to live up to their end of the contract. And I know damn well, if I was playing by all the rules and I was paying my taxes and I was living up to my end of the bargain, and then the government just left me high and dry when I needed them, I wouldn't be very likely to ever make that mistake again. I think in the case of Walmart, they were focused on what they were focused on was assessing the damage. They're doing an effort to donate fresh produce to the extent of what's left so it doesn't perish, and other perishables, and they are taking their time, as I would expect. There were earlier reports that Walmart expected to rebuild all stores trashed by looters and vandals, but company officials later said they would open some stores and would not say which ones. Yeah, I would actually completely pull out of all of these cities that let these rioters and looters have their way with my stores. Like, fine, if this is how you treat me here, I mean, you're effectively telling me I'm not welcome here, so bye. How hilarious would it be if all of these idiots who burned down their own neighborhoods, how funny would it be if the businesses didn't come back? If they took whatever insurance money they can get paid out, if any, because I don't think insurrections are covered in their insurance policies. Imagine if they took the insurance money and then just left. Like, nah, I'm going to rebuild, but it's not going to be here. I'm going to rebuild in a better community. And now they all have to take like 4-hour train rides to go shopping. How fucking hilarious would that be? And they did it to themselves. So don't feel sorry for them. Now, I do feel sorry for the people who are just caught up in this mess. Yeah, there were multiple videos of people pleading with these guys to not do this shit. It's like, that's the store I shop at. Can you not destroy it? Or better yet, there's, this is what's going to get Trump reelected. I don't want another 4 years of Trump, but what you're doing is going to put him back in office. And they're not wrong. The mayor said most of the others said they are committed to Chicago. She says she hopes Walmart follows suit. Why would Walmart be committed to Chicago if Chicago is not committed to Walmart? Once again, if you offer to reimburse Walmart for all the damage they sustained and all the loss they sustained not being in operation, during all the repairs and the reconstruction, maybe you can get them to stay. My hope is that they will come back, Lightfoot said, but I got a resounding mayor. This is our city. This is our home from a lot of other retailers. I would hope that Walmart would follow suit. No, I don't see the point in being loyal to a city that would just leave you high and dry like that. Once again, if this was my business, and not only did the government refuse to live up to their end of the bargain and protect my business from people who breaking the law, but they threatened me with jail time if I defended it myself, I'm out of there. It's like, okay, fuck you guys. I'm closing up shop and I'm leaving. Because either you need to defend my shit for me or you need to let me do it myself. But if the second I defend it myself, you show up to arrest. Yeah, that's the funny thing, isn't it? They stand down when the rioters and looters are going after your shit. But the second you defend yourself, that's when they suddenly bother showing up to arrest you. Yeah, this reminds me of that story of that fucking Mexican town that they were begging the Mexican government for years to do something about the drug cartels, to no avail, of course. And one day they had enough. They made their own militias. They armed up and they chased the cartels out themselves. And as soon as the cartels are gone, the government rolls in and disarms the militias. Now, from the government's perspective, I completely understand why they did this, because this is the government's worst fear, is not only the citizens realizing they don't need the government, but realizing they're actually better off without the government standing in their way all the time, every time they want to improve their community. So, of course, the Mexican government was able to spare the time and the resources and the manpower then, because their very existence was in jeopardy at that point. Imagine if every single city in Mexico saw that and went, you mean we can just form our own militaries effectively and beat these guys ourselves, chase out these cartels, and then just flip the birds to the government? What? I can understand why they reacted the way they did, but yeah, loyalty is a two-way street, basically. Like, that's where I'm going to end off on that story right there. Why would Chicago expect Walmart to be loyal to them if they don't have a lick of loyalty for Walmart? Their loyalty was to the rioters and the looters that were destroying the Walmart. And now they're begging Walmart to not leave? Man, fuck off with that bullshit. Once again, if you're willing to reimburse all my damages and losses and expenses with interest, I'd be willing to stay. But if you're not going to fucking pay me back for the damage that was caused because you actively refused to put down the violent rioters, I'm out. I'm sorry. I will rebuild, just not in your city. Oh man, I am so excited to tell you guys right now that finally, after about a year of build-up and shilling, we have launched Blade Devil on Indiegogo, and so far it is doing so well thanks to awesome people like you. If you haven't backed it yet, then please check the links in the description and check out Blade Devil on Indiegogo. You will not be disappointed. Looking forward to seeing you there.